Okay. I hope everybody can hear me. I got I was trying to get another tablet so I could have an extra camera, but it has to upload a bunch of stuff and it had to. But I'm well. I had my surgery. I got all my infected teeth out of my mouth. And I'm glad to be able to paint again because painting was one of my passions and the whole entire time when they were telling me that if I wait too long I could have died and all this unnecessary stuff, I was grateful to get back so I could paint another day. Again, it's a good decision to stop communication. She is my friend. Oh, I honestly, at this point in my existence, I worry about other stuff, but I feel that if you're with people that are negative, it brings negative back to you. Because of my husband, he was dealing. He was well. I don't know. Still, whatever. This girl lied and was wanted his job and called for sexual harassment and all that, and it wasn't even true. And it was crazy. Yeah, you can get that. So, I mean, to all the vindictive people that are jealous because they want to be manager at one of these places, this is not the way to go about this kind of thing. Because honestly, his boss protected him, put him in one of the other restaurants, and they're waiting to find one thing that she's doing wrong to fire her. She had her mom and everything come in, and he's not like that. And a lot of times, if you're doing these bad, horrible things, it's gonna come back to you because people they know good people and they don't. And he's been with his company forever. And I told my husband this happened. Am I pansexual or heterosexual or asexual? I mean, that's really a question for you. I don't know. Honestly, I have friends in the community, and I guess that's something that I would actually call about. Maybe try to reach out to other people in the LGBT community because they probably have better ideas than anyone on how you can decide this sort of thing, honestly. But yeah, Karan, I'm glad to be back. I went through the worst operation of my entire life. I was swallowing infection from 3 teeth for 3 months. That's what made me so sick. Was on a lot of pills. I had 15 injections in my mouth, and my work wanted me to come to work today, even though I had a work excuse. Oh, thank you. This is the first day I was actually able to have regular skin color and put on makeup. So, yeah, it's been crazy. And then my landlord didn't get the money that we gave him, so we had to go to the office and do that. It was a crazy day. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do this reading, and I was the whole entire time I was sick when they said I could have died. I was actually wanting to paint and get back to streaming. So that was one of my main things. But yeah, it was a pretty horrific experience having all those things in your mouth. And I'm not gonna lie, I put weed oil on my gums from the dispensary before I went in. And once they put the injections in, it relaxed me a lot because I didn't want to use volume and everything. I don't really like pills and I don't like drugs like that. So I can't do it. So I was every and my husband said something to me that why I did all that, and I said I don't really care. I told him personally, they've only seen me high. They've never seen me not high. So, and honestly, when you got needles that big going up in your jaw, and that's the pointy end, you need some weed oil. Because I was awake as they did all this. And he felt bad because he had to take out 3 teeth, but I told him I still could chew on the one side of my mouth and I might just go in for implants. And he told me I was talking about the veneers, and he said that the veneers he feels are bad for you because you should take care of your dental issues. And the veneers hide your problems, and then you get bigger problems, and then you have to get dentures. So anybody out there trying to get veneers, my surgeon told me not to do it. So I'm just letting you guys know because the professionals are against veneers. And this guy's a very good surgeon, very good surgeon. I was lucky to have him. He's one of the best in Ohio, so I believe him. I got it fixed, and he said he's gonna fix the rest of them and get me another deep cleaning, and we'll just do implants, and I'm fine with this. All right, Karan, I got your November reading. In in this lovely month of ours that's starting with a bang, you got a waxing moon, and this just means energy is multiplying. It's just starting to come to surface. And then you got a new moon Sagittarius for November and a regular new moon, a regular new moon. But the new moon in Sagittarius talks about luck. And then a new moon is a new start. I feel this is more than, I feel this is a new beginning, both romantic, like a new romantic start, and it doesn't, like I said, doesn't have to mean you're changing partners. It could just mean something that was like bad that was lagging you down in your relationship that's actually coming together in a positive way. So it doesn't mean you're getting another boyfriend. It just means it could be, I feel that it could be a current one that sees the error of their ways. And then I feel that you're going to get luck with some kind of money. It's not going to be like a millionaire type thing, but just a little extra money than think you could get. I do feel that that's happening to you in November, and I'm glad because it's close to Christmas. So, oh, it is starting with a bag. At least for me, it is. My poor husband, he's over here. They switched restaurants with him and everything. It was crazy. And they're actually the girl that made the allegation looking to fire her. So I don't know why she even did that. Because when you do a sexual harassment thing, I'm a woman, I get it. But you got to be sure. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, you got to be sure that that's the truth and you can't be lying. And I just feel that if you start with lies, it ends with lies and you get a bad result. And I kind of feel bad for this girl because she really doesn't know what's coming for her. They already set her up and they're looking for a reason to fire her. So unless you're absolutely telling the truth, all the truth, just think of it as like, I guess I want to say, think of it like a karma thing. If you do things, if you're actually telling the whole truth, you could get justice. And if you're doing it for revenge, the thing is, It's not good because it's gonna come right back to you in a negative way, and whatever you tried to take away from the other person, it's gonna be bad. I'm looking up Christmas trees. I'm gonna probably be making a lot of Christmas trees, and painting makes me feel better. I never was. I used to always be arts and craftsy. I love arts and crafts, but lately I just it helps relax me. It really does. So, no, I think I should start with a simple tree. I made so many pumpkins through there. I just can't do Happy Harvest. I'm just feel that everybody's gonna want a Christmas decoration, so I'm trying to look up an image so I can start sketching this out. Yeah, my husband actually he got 2 days off. He took the dog out, Miss Chong. They went to the park. I packed his bag. I told him maybe Chong will make him feel better. So hopefully that helps him. I think I'm gonna go with this really basic tree. Sometimes I feel if you get a basic design, like I found this on the internet, of course here, there. I just find a basic shape. And then once I get my basic shape down, you can look other images also. And it's a lot nicer to do it that way because you could like put a bunch of them. Like I got this big board here and I'm gonna do that. I really wanted to stream in my living room and I bought all this equipment to be able to, but trying to get it hooked up to YouTube has been hell on earth. I got my one Fire tablet downloading all the information from Google over there, and it's just been it's like this whole month has started the hell in a handbasket with I had to pay $100 of a late charge because their computer messed up. They're like the bank. You can't pay your rent with you can't pay your rent with cash. And you can't pay with a money order. It has to be like a cashier's check and all this. It's a really weird company. And they have my husband down as my roommate because he doesn't have good credit on top of that. It's it's insane what this company does. And a lot of companies, I guess, are doing this type of thing. So I guess be careful. But yeah, I just don't understand why people just have to lie. And this whole it's crazy because this girl wanted said at her old job she was a manager and she wanted to be manager at this job. You can't pick and choose where your opportunities are, and you can't be vengeful. You really can't. I mean, it's just not a good type of vibe to have. And I know that it's black, but I like black poster boards sometimes. I feel sometimes it's more fun. But it comes out like a cone up there on this drawing, and then it goes a little bit out this way to do the same thing. And then you go, because it has a one circle and you do two circles for the next one. Sometimes it's better to do it this way, and I say this because it could be it could be pretty terrible trying to get because you doing these I freehand, so you have to have a really good image over here and a game plan before you start doing this sort of thing. And then that has two circles in here, and this other one has three. You bring this down like that, and then you're doing three circles around, and then dipping it down and going that way. And that's how the Christmas tree, I guess, gets bigger. And I'm self-teaching myself this. And then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the third. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you just add one more to get it to be fatter. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, here. Then you come down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you go here and over there. I don't know. I think it's pretty okay. Yeah. Go ahead and put your question in. I'm feeling much better. My headaches are gone away. I was so damn tired of being sick. I couldn't take it. I was sleeping for 3 days straight, and of course, they gave me more pills. I love the doctors at all, but I'm really tired of their pills. They have more pills they give you than I would like to deal with in my entire life. So yeah, I'm tired of the pills. I can't take the pills. The pills be bothering me too much. All right, maybe I can like put a Santa Claus or something up in here. I do want to make a star. Do they have a metal chalk? I cannot paint without chalk. It almost is like it's like crayons, and I really did well with drawing with crayons, and it reminds me of just an advanced crayon, which I like. I'm gonna see if I can get an image of Santa or something. I think that would be fun. Then I'm gonna put little tiny lights. Do that. I'm gonna put some yellows and just because I want this tree to really pop out because this one's actually front door. On the other side, my friend got me a really expensive wreath that was pre-lit. Then I had neighbors that brought me over shelves. I mean, honestly, I might have got charged $100, but I got $1,000 Red Bull cooler. I mean, I even out, so I'm not even worried about it. Not at all. But I'm getting so good at this sketching. I feel you get the longer you do it, the better you get, and the quicker you can be more efficient in it. That's what it seems like to me. But cocoa butter, now I love cocoa butters. I love that smell of cocoa butter. That's some of my favorite smells. I do. Sometimes I use that up for my hair. You could put lotion in your hair also. I've been doing that for years. That's why being my age, I have decent hair because I be using cocoa butter, sometimes oil I put in my hair, I do oil treatments all the time. And then I get tired of it being long and then I cut it. I just get tired of I need a new style every once. So I've done this my entire life. And then everybody's talking about going to the salon and getting this and that done. They want a lot for a two-tone. I put on my new hair color, I put it's like a platinum blonde I put over here, and that was on the inside and champagne blonde on the outside to get the two-tone look. And it cost me $10. I got everything on clearance. So keep that in mind. You can always do that too. Everything can be bought on clearance. I mean, this is true fact. So I did make a really nice tree of life yesterday. I'm gonna probably post it. Sometimes this tree has a lot of little leaves. I will tell you guys if you want to practice this, practice your leaves. Because there's a whole lot of leaves involved in the tree of life. The bottom part, not so much because it shows as above is below. But when you get to the goddess, OMG, there's a lot of leaves. There's a lot of leaves everywhere. So be careful. I mean, practice, but practice your leaves. It took me a while to get leaves down pat. I mean, they're getting there. But this tree of life that I made a big poster board of it, and it actually looks way better than the other ones I did. And they're scam likely again. I'm gonna hang up on them. This is why I do it by my computer. These people that want to scam you, this is what they do. They call you random times of the day and they act like, you're going to answer the phone and say, here's my bank account information. You would have to be having some Alzheimer's or something to do this. I mean, we're at a time and age where we're not, everybody's well aware of things. And then if you're trying to take advantage of an older person, generally their family members and stuff got hold of their assets. So there's not a whole lot there really isn't. But people try. It's like, no, thank you. All right. I want to put like a basic Santa Claus and paint that with here, and then I want to put Merry Christmas over here in the bottom. But let's feel better. He even felt really bad for me. He felt so bad for me. He was gonna stop, and I told him to keep going. It felt better. Then he wanted to give me a root canal. I told him I'd rather just pay for an implant at this point and just get a whole new tooth because it just seems better this way. I don't affect a tooth in there. You could save up money and go back to the same damn dentist. And that's probably what I'm going to do because he's really good. He does implants and everything. Should I stay independent with day trading or should I join the day trading university? I'm really on. Probably because I've been in medical so long. But I can try to do a pathway reading for you on that one. I mean, I don't understand with all the trading or work for the stock market or something. I mean, they got all kinds of stuff these days. I just deal with good old fashioned nursing where the family members spend a bunch of money to put them somewhere and then they complain all the time. Like we're supposed I'm here to tell you guys I cannot stop death. You guys have anybody in a nursing home or a hospital? We are not God, and they absolutely can die at any point. We had somebody that, so, all right, I don't know why this said message restricted. I could, money away. I could do a pathway reading for you on your financial. That I can do, but it's Not bad, this little Christmas tree I got going on here. I want to be able to do a little. I'm more interested half the time in my painting. That's just how my life goes. I really like painting. I know my husband's off, he's waiting on his new schedule, so I might move later, move the computer in the living room. I'll just have to, like, I just straightened up everything the way I wanted it, getting ready for an inspection, so. Oh, what is it? Slovenia? Oh, Slovenia. Oh, I'm sorry. You were asking about a pathway about your friend Slovenia. All right. Let me do that and then I'll do your financial. All right. Slovenia, you have, if you stop, your communication there is with V is in a waning moon. And a waning moon just means there's negative stuff you have to get rid of. It's kind of like buying a car or something that has problems, you got to fix it. So that's pretty much the energy from that relationship. And you have a full moon in Virgo surrounding that whole V situation and a void course moon, which is not good. It's a full moon in Virgo just means there's low self esteem issues, and a void of course moon means nothing's come of whatever you thought was going to come in that. So I believe that is a good decision, Savina, to not communicate with this person. So I would stay away from that. And this money OA, I'll do a financial reading on. And let me get this going. I mean, I could tell you what I see, but I don't sometimes see specifics and stuff like this. So, all right, your money situation is in a first quarter moon. This means somebody doesn't trust you. And it's dollar sign OA. But someone doesn't trust you in this whole thing, and you're being tested. So, whatever it is, there's a lot of dishonesty with this money. And you got a full moon, and that whole situation's about is surrounded with a full moon in Gemini. And these are answers that have not no one told you because they're too busy watching you. And you got a fixed moon withholding your vision. So whatever that means, hopefully it's helpful. I just feel there's a whole lot of people that don't like you or trust you in whatever endeavor you're doing. And Avani, when I finally leave home, how will the circumstances generally be? I could do a pathway reading on the energy of the circumstance, and we could do that. But depending on how you leave, I could tell you just in a human aspect, I would try to leave in positive terms because if you leave things in a negative way, they're going to be negative. And sometimes, if there's a whole lot of negative people in the house, it kind of stays negative. That's the problem with all that kind of stuff. So, but your whole situation with leaving the house, the spirits are showing me you got a south node, and this just means not letting the past hold you back. So, whatever is there, it holds you there. So, it's showing like it would be a good move to get out of the house. And it's surrounded by a north node and a new moon of Virgo. And North Node just means stepping out of something you generally wouldn't do, like your comfort zone type thing. Moving out of your bubble. And you got a new moon in Virgo, and this is just means it's a time to give rather than take. So instead of just expecting things, just go and try to get stuff for yourself. Be more independent. It's like an independence card. So, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad move. I don't see it horrible, but it's going to be challenging, and you're going to have to save up money, and you're going to have to really budget yourself. But we all budget ourselves, so I don't know. They say Trump is supposed to get rid of taxes and different things and have less taxes. So if you're in the United States, maybe you'll have more money. That's what they're saying. For people that usually generally don't get income tax and stuff, they're going to get income tax this year. So if you're on the poor side more than if you're middle class, you're going to benefit. If you're not middle class, there's no more free money now that Trump's in. I've never gotten any free money. All through COVID, I worked all through COVID. I never had a day off. It was terrible. So I don't know what it is to get free stuff, but I will say I know how to make a bunch of money, and when I need to, oh, here's an easy elf drawing. I'm gonna make an elf, but I would just do what you need to do. If you need to get a job at McDonald's or wherever you need to go, just take it with a grain of salt, learn your lesson, let the universe talk to you and guide you on your way. I've had a lot of shitty jobs before I got a good job, and I didn't complain. I went in and did what I did, and I did the best job I could. I wasn't good at frying burgers, so they made me fry girl. Um, Canada. Is that Canada? Because it says Canada, so. Well, I don't know. Maybe like I would just take whatever opportunity comes your way, honestly. And if you do well with one opportunity, you go well with another opportunity. That's generally the way these things go. I'm trying to find a thing on how to draw an elf. I would like an elf or something next to my Christmas tree before I paint it. That would be really nice. Because I do like elves. I'll see here. How to draw an elf for kids. Okay. See, I just looked up how to draw an elf for kids. I don't know if you guys can see this. I swear, I either have too much lighting or too little lighting. I have more technical difficulties than anybody in the country, it seems. But it says you make this oval thing, so that's what I'm going to start doing. And I'm going to just go ahead and sketch this in green. There. Because this makes me happy doing this kind of stuff. Alright. I want him on the ground. I think he would be better on the ground. So I'm gonna start his face here. This is the kind of decorations I put up in my apartment. They're cheap and I made them and I feel good about it. I really do. If you feel good about it and you like it, that's all that matters, and I didn't spend any money. And that's the main thing, is you didn't spend a lot of money. I truly try not to spend hardly anything. And I don't buy Christmas presents for people that I don't see all year. Don't waste your money on buying people these expensive and all that for people that only see you once in a while. Don't do that because that just leads to heartbreak and then you end up feeling used. It's not a good, happy atmosphere. Right, I'm gonna put the little beady eyes here, and then it sets the eyebrows right there. Oh, I got that. Now his nose is round. Round nose right here. And then a happy smiley face. Because they're happy because it's going to be Christmas. And then you put a ball on this. But yeah, I literally look up Google. I love Google. Google is my best friend. I really do. You cannot go wrong with Mr. Google. I know they say that we're in an age of all these different changes, but I do like it's always helped me. And it helps me a lot in my painting. Alright, you're supposed to make the body down this way. I'm just following what Google says. And you could sketch these out. You're doing a freehand, so you got to get your idea from somewhere. And sometimes, this is what you got to do. Alright, and then I'm making his arms. Alright, and then it says, okay, you got to make a belt. So, you make little belts. But you take little baby steps with this. Then you come down this way. Down here. Okay, I'm just following literally what the instructions says so I can get more acquainted with this. And it's fun to do stuff by yourself. It really is. When you create things. See, some of this I'm going to paint a certain and some I'm going to leave the chalk for detail. I personally feel it's better that way. Alright, now you do the legs, but do it in steps. I gotta do everything in little steps. Because if you overwhelm yourself like I have with some of these damn trees, you get ahead of yourself, it's not good. I would like to know if I have love. I don't understand what that word is. I only know English. Are you talking about like a love interest or about love or because I will tell you clinically, love is something you build on. And I know that different countries are different, but being from the US, love is something you work on. And I just don't believe in all those arranged marriages. I feel that they give damper on the season. I really do. All right. Oh, hello. I'm glad you think I'm beautiful. I finally have regular skin color. Now I'm not so damn sick no more. Thank God for good medicine. Alright. What is fun feeling regarding as I'm going? As I'm ignoring him like he ignored me in the past. Uh, I could show you his pathway of the relationship. He's probably mad. I would take it because that's how guys are. They get angry about these things. Every man I know does not like when people that sometimes depending on how he is, he may not. I mean, honestly, it might just be a thing where he just gets upset. Alright, you wanna know what is this? Zayad? Okay. I never heard that name. That's an interesting name. I get to hear names I've never heard before in my life. See? My thing's coming along. I have a oh my god. I have an elf. I think this will look nice in my apartment. Alright. Alright. You wanna know his energies for you. I get and these energies, just so you know, can change. If have love blockages. No one has love blockages. I mean, I could do your love reading and stuff, but you don't have love blockages. It's if you it depends on what you've done and what the universe is willing to give you in a love interest. If you've done something that they feel you should not be rewarded with love and they know that's if you've done something that they didn't like, sometimes this is their way of paying you back. But you could just be in a bad karma cycle. People get in these all the time. And the first thing they do is most people covet love. So the first thing they'll take is if you've done something really bad, your wife and kids will leave you. Usually that's like if it was like a universal thing that was horrible. Or they'll make sure you don't have children or you don't have any happiness. And generally they go after love because even dark people love. So but I will do your love reading. Oh. Alright, you got a new moon in Virgo, and this is just saying that you're taking rather than giving. So that's probably half the problem why you're not finding anybody. And you're surrounded by a waning moon and a void of course moon. And waning moon just means to release your negative energy and make do of all the negative stuff you've done. I mean, you may have to apologize to a bunch of people. I did that before I met my husband. I was kind of mean to a couple guys, and I was egotistical, and I had to apologize to a bunch of people before I found my husband. It's what I had to do, or I wasn't able to move forward. And avoid a course moon means nothing will happen. So maybe you do have blockage. Maybe there's someone you need to apologize to. I don't know. That's pretty straightforward. We all have things that we're not all perfect, trust me. I'm not perfect. I had to apologize to like 20 people before I met my husband and mean it. I don't care what God or what version of God that you worship, it's all truth and light. And if you don't mean it and say you're sorry, it doesn't count. And if you say it and you have an ego, that's how the universe brings down your ego. If you're married, they make sure you're divorced, and your kids might just not speak to you. This is what the universe does. It does, and it knows you more than you know yourself. It knows all of the good, knows what you fear as much as the dark. You got to remember this. And just because dark presences can do it doesn't mean the light can't. That's why these archangels can be so dangerous sometimes. They can read you just like a demon. It's just they don't have bad intentions, but they'll take away something that you love and watch you suffer. That's what angels do. You have lots of angels. You got angels of justice, angels of war, angels of death. There's the four horsemen, which pretty much is just represents our negative natures. So, whatever you got going on, I would either pray, however you pray, and mean it. And don't sit there and listen to a priest or this or that. Actually, listen to the energy and apologize to them. And if you're disrespecting any women, that will give you a blockage like you wouldn't believe. And you'll have bad karma. And this is what archangels and things of the light do. They give you bad karma and they make sure you're never happy. And you will still have bad karma to the day you die until you make it better. It's not good to fight with these kind of forces. This is why I paint. I paint and I would just worship the light and that's it. And if I'd done something wrong, I apologize right away. And I mean it. Because I've been on the bad side of karma, so trust and believe from someone that has. And it took me like a year to get my life together and find somebody that I was with for a long period of time. So this is what happens. And I'll do your reading, and then flights, non-flights, or non-flights. That's the best I can do with that name. I'm really bad at pronunciating things, so just bear with me. I wish I was one of these scientists that knew like 10 different languages, or like the Pope that knows a bunch of languages. I think he knows a bunch of them. I'm not sure if the Pope knows Arabic, but I'm sure he does. They go to that seminary school and they learn everything. They're very intelligent people. They're very dangerous, but they are very intelligent at the same time. They really are. All right. We'll just do November reading and call it that. How's that? Your energies for November. All right. We'll just say flights. Oh, your Grace. Thank goodness. I couldn't pronounce that. All right, Grace. I have your November reading. This is the easy way of doing that. Your November reading in general is in South Node. And this just talks about how people are holding you back. And you got a blue moon, which is believing in impossible things, and a cardinal moon, and being bold and making first moves. I feel that November is going to be your month, and karma is actually good for you. I don't see any negative energy here. I believe there's negative people around you. I believe it's a lover and a friend. They're very negative and they're jealous and they're trying to hold you back. And the spirits are saying that you're not held against this karma cycle and they're just trying to get to your ex lover and friend. So, Grace, I would just let karma have them. Let them have each other. Let them get married and give themselves more torment. Because You don't need to be involved in all that. I separate myself from all these crazy people, because that's what they do. They wreak havoc in your life. So, and I know sometimes you got to get out. I'm gonna make little snowflakes. All right, is this white? I sure hope it is. I don't like the really skinny one. All right, should I stay independent with my day trading or join the day trading? Well, I did your reading earlier, and you have a lot of bad people that, I guess I would go to the trading university and show everybody that I would just show everybody that you're not a bad person. But I don't know if I would take a big move right now, because there's somebody there. You got to clear the pathway of there's some negative person around. I'm not sure who it is or what it is. It's someone that's affiliated with you, that's jealous, that's putting some lies about you around. And they're kind of influential, and they're talking behind your back. So I don't know. I would be a little weary about this. I'm trying to make little snowflakes. I make them like little stars. But I would be careful with it, and I would try to find out who's talking about you, honestly, because who's talking about you could affect the university too. Depending on who it is, I feel it's someone close. So I'm just saying I would just be very cautious, and I would just kind of move with a little bit of stealthiness. Not everybody in the world is nice, and not everybody wants to see people succeed when they're miserable, also. You know, this is my ex husband was like this in a lot of ways. He was very jealous, and this is what he did. So I would just be weary of it. I'm going to make little tiny stars for little tiny snowflakes. It kind of looks like Jack Frost in a way. This actually did make me fun and feel better for the day. But if you guys need a stress reliever, if you can and you've always been interested in painting, get these little chalk things and go on Google and look for these easy to draw stuff and get ideas. And I give these out for presents. I really do. My friends love these. You can, and I get better with each one. I really do. It's always nice to have a snowy Christmas. It really is. Snowy Christmases are nice. I've had Christmases that weren't snowy, but I was in Florida for one Christmas. Actually, I was by Disney World one Christmas, so I'm making the ground white to signify snow, and just going in here because I want it to look really cute. And no one's, and I live in an apartment, so absolutely nobody's trying to steal a painting, especially one on poster board. And if they do, then I'll just make another one. So just make a couple drops here. And I am going to get the paint out. I feel the paint has a nice final touch to it, but it's hard for me to paint without a guide. I really do. I feel it's hard. I'm going to put little dots too. I'm just going to dot this. In between all these, I'm going to put little tiny dots because of the North Pole. Oh, you're welcome. I hope it was helpful. I mean, I'm not supposed to know everything. I just give you little hints on what's going on, what they let me know, and then you figure out the rest. That's the way these things roll. Because if we knew everything about one another, it would not make a good world. Wow. Just making little tiny things here. I feel it's too many stuff. We gotta have like little snow things coming down. Especially around our elf run. Because they all can't be big snowflakes. And some of these, I'm gonna leave. I'm just putting little sporadic dots everywhere because it's supposed to be snow. So there we go. Just snow here, snow everywhere. But it does make me feel better doing all this. I think the dots are helping. Gives it a little bit of density and carries through so it's just not stuck, And then I got the North Star over here. That's why it's yellow. Because the North Star is very important. The North Pole. Wish upon a star. They always say. Oh, hello. I got my snow going. I think I already did your reading from earlier. Looks good. I just gotta paint it now. Alright. Okay, my little elf. It's a good little painting. I'm gonna put wish upon a star down here. Wish upon a star. Make it really nice. See, I do save a lot of money in the holidays with this. And then little tiny snowflakes down here. Make it all fancy. You might as well. I mean, it's your masterpiece. I'm just going to put a couple and just blot this down because it's supposed to be the North Pole. So, I know there's not a Santa, but you know what? It's positive. It makes things happy, and it doesn't matter as long as you're positive about it. I feel when we become conditioned, when we let a priest or a minister or just a person that thinks they know more than anybody else tell you what you feel or should believe. Because I believe we all have the answers to these questions. And I believe when we sit there and say we have the only answer, like the Catholic Church does all the time, I feel it just kind of turns into a tyrantcy. I mean, my God, Vatican City, Rome is the richest place on the planet. They have all the good goods. They've been ruling the world for a long time. They're the most corrupt because they got too much power. And the thing is, people forget about caring and love at some point. Oh yeah, that's nice. I got wish upon a star. Yeah, you can get a general. Okay, I got here wish upon a star. I think this will look good for my door. Yeah, I did this all myself. I didn't, and I literally looked on Google. That's all I did. If you get confused, go to Google, my friends. Google will show you how to do anything. They really will. Google is just amazing. I love the Google, especially when it comes to drawing stuff. I want to do a basic elf, and then I have different ideas. This is what I come up with, and I'm always on Google. I would like one day to be streaming on Google, but maybe that's in my immediate future one day. I don't know. I mean, it's possible that it is. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and do your general. But I do like doing this too, and I just don't do this for money. I see so many people on Facebook, they talk about how much dollars they make, and I'm a digital creator also. I don't talk about how much money I make, and I don't talk about because they always said that you have to follow this or do that, or these people are going to starve, and this is how we feed our family. What happened to people getting jobs? Yeah, I'm a YouTuber, but I'm not asking for anybody to subscribe to me. I mean, if you don't like the content, I get it. So, yeah, I can do yours next. I think you were the. Okay, you're about Zayed. Okay. Let me do Patricia's reading. But yeah, I mean, if you guys don't like my personality and we don't vibe for whatever reason, it's okay. And I'm not, you guys aren't paying my bills or buying my food. And a lot of times on Facebook, that's what they do. And they brag about how much money they make and this and that. And I feel it's a bad practice. I think you should do things because you want to do it out of free will, for good intentions. So I feel this. All right. All right. Zayed is in a new moon in Aquarius. And this is meaning he has to bring love into the situation. He's he doesn't feel love. He's not letting himself feel love. That's the problem. So, oh, okay, no, I'm sorry. Okay, let me I'll do Zayed and then I'll do your general. I'm sorry. I'll do yours now, Patricia. My computer's all messed up and I've been trying to fix it and it's not going well for me. Maybe I'll get a computer for Christmas. But Zayed's in a new moon Aquarius and this is where he has to bring love to your situation because obviously I see that you guys were intimate. But to him it was only sex. He didn't really care like he came on like he cared, if that makes any sense. He wasn't using you, he just wasn't planning to ever care about anybody. And this whole situation is surrounded by a full moon eclipse, which means you're gonna get answers and conclusions that's been hidden from me because he's been lying about some stuff. And you got a full moon with this whole Zayed situation, and that's surrendering to the divine. Whatever answers come to you when they come, You can't go back to the negative energy if it presents itself. If this Syed decides to keep having sex with you without caring or having feelings, whatever happens there out, they can't protect you. You just share in his karma, I guess. So, but yeah, that was for you, Ashaya, about Zayad. And Patricia, you want a general reading? Let me go do yours real quick. All right. All right. You have. All right. Your general is. You got a full moon in Leo. And this is just talks about pride and ego. So I'm picking up this is a situation that something that you don't want to, it's hard for you to forgive about something. It's about forgiveness. And Leos don't like to forgive, or they don't like to, certain things they don't like to forgive, and they're stubborn. So I'm picking that up. And you got a waning moon, and you got a new moon of Virgo. A waning moon is just really about releasing negative energy. And I forgave my ex-husband when he literally mentally abused me for a while. I already did Zayed. He literally now has been having sex with you without feelings. And Zayed right now is in a test to see if he can love. So I don't know. He may not. I mean, I would just let it go. I did that earlier, and I mean, he likes you in the bedroom. I feel that he has romantic feelings for you, just not love feelings. We're all animals. You see somebody, you're gonna lie and have that bedroom between the sheets talk. It happens all the time. So I don't. I mean, until he comes and you fully leave him and do that, I think I already did that. I mean, I can see, but I don't see anything good coming out of this guy. I really don't. But anyways, Patricia, your other one is a new moon of Virgo, and this just means it's a time to give rather than take. So sometimes you got to give forgiveness to get good karma. I feel it was a relationship gone bad and it's holding you back. So you got to forgive that person. But I had to forgive my ex-husband, but you don't have to forget what they do. You just got to forgive what they did. That's the key. So that's what I got from that. And but that is the key. I mean, people do shitty things. All right. See, it's yeah, you got the same thing, and I just did Zayed's reading again. It just went in a different way. He's in a new moon in Aries, and that's a fire sign. And that's pretty much telling him to allow himself to love or move on. That's where this is at. And you got a full moon Sagittarius, just means looking at the bigger picture. He's not looking at the bigger picture, and I don't feel that he wants to marry you or have a relationship with you at all. He wants sex, but he don't want none of this. And then he got a full moon Aquarius again. And that showed the world the real you, but I don't see him doing that. I mean, it might take an act of God, but I would move it on along, maybe start painting or something. That's what I would do. I mean, there's a lot of negative energy there. I mean, I don't, there's a lot of men in the world. Always Leo. I did get a Leo in the first one. So, Leos are very sexual and they generally don't, it takes a lot for them to have a relationship and they're very specific and they will lie and they have huge egos because of this. So, so did my ex-husband notice me in my car? I saw him today. No contact and separation. I could do reading on him. I don't know if he's seen you, but I could do pathway reading on you and your ex's relation, that whole situation. But yeah, is he stalking you? My ex stalked me, so for a long while. Sometimes they do that stalking thing. And he had to get a bracelet and a bunch of stuff. And then they got mad because you gotta, here in the United States, you gotta pay for that kind of stuff. And they wanted me to pay for it, and I was not paying for it. I was not. Oh, well, this doesn't surprise me. You got a new moon in Gemini, and that's just talking about communication. You're separated, obviously, so it makes sense. And you got a gibbous moon, which means you're close to achieving your goal. And you got a mutual moon. I sense that he still loves you. He just has a shitty way of showing it. And he does not want this divorce or separation. And you can stay or leave. But if you decide to stay and take that offer, I would honestly, I would be real sure and I would not, and I would go into that slowly and check him out, sure that he's not lying to you and things are actually changing. Because there's a lot of people that say things. So, but yeah, I think he might have been there, but honestly, eventually you got to make a choice. You're going to have to literally totally let him go, and he's going to make another offer because I sense he still loves you. I do sense love through all of his nastiness. I call it nastiness when people are overly nasty. So if you and all of his nastiness, I would honestly do that. Oh, I got some green paint over here, but I'd be very careful. Oh, hello. Yeah, I heard the paw prints. All right, Chong. Chong, I'm painting, and I'm on stream. All right, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Everybody's back, and I will be back with another Christmas decoration. And I'm gonna set up my computer in the living room. And if you guys are subscribed to me, I'm gonna probably be streaming it. I don't know. Give me I'm gonna paint this and then give me a little bit, and then I'm gonna be in the living room in probably about 2 hours. So, because I'm up and going and I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling very good, and all the pills and all the doctors have done their job. So, thank you guys for. Did you see other women? I did not see other women. I really didn't, Rachel. I think that I seen friends, but I didn't see anybody in romantic interest. So I think he's just kind of just has female friends. That's all I see. So, and I'm not gonna lie to you about that. But I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll be doing another thing, and I will talk to you, Rachel, hopefully in about 2 hours. All right, Chong. I'm trying to move everything because of Hurricane Chong over here. Was he good?
You on streaming? Or you're not?
Well, I'm trying to press end.